Yeah, it's definitely not getting better. Oh yeah, it just died there. I don't know what this is, but it's definitely good that I'm replacing it, because obviously it's supposed to be white. I got the tool hooked up now, but it doesn't seem like it's doing too good. Let's see, it still didn't read any codes. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be working on the truck that I just bought. This is a 2004 Ram 1500. Pretty nice truck so far in my opinion. I got it pretty cheap because it wasn't running when I bought it. If you haven't seen that video, then click up above, I believe in this corner, and you can watch that video first. Today we're gonna be working on the engine codes. It has a few intake engine codes, so we're gonna try to get rid of them, and then hopefully we can drive it today. I'm gonna get started and I'm gonna pop the hood. First, I'm gonna start off with getting the battery out. I do have a battery tester, so I'm gonna go test the battery because it was dead for a while when I bought it, so we're gonna take it and get it tested. If it's still good, we'll just throw it back in. If not, I do have another battery, so we'll see if that one works. Hopefully this battery's good because I don't want to use my other one. And if you can see, it does have a power sub wire. I'm excited about that. I think I'll put the Mach 1 subs in because I don't know when I'll get the engine back in. Here's the Mach 1 right here. If you haven't seen those videos of me pulling the engine, click up above and you can watch all of those. I'm gonna take this battery to go get tested, and I'm gonna get the scanner so hopefully we can clear these codes. Got the battery tester right here. I'll hook up the leads. The battery tester was gonna take about 30 minutes to charge up, so I'm gonna put the loaner in and then we're gonna try to clear the codes and see if they'll come back again. I don't know for sure if this battery works, but we're gonna find out. I got the used battery hooked up, so I'm gonna hook up the scanner and we'll see if it throws any codes again. I'm gonna plug in the scanner down here. We got the key turned on. We'll just go ahead and start it now. It's having trouble starting. Doesn't seem to be doing good. I got it started. Try to read the codes. Says there's no codes. It didn't throw any codes, but the one code that I was looking at was for a vacuum leak, so I thought it was this because I broke this off. I'm just gonna take out this third link because somebody already patched it up. We'll just take that out and then hook it up to the new one and then plug it back in. I think this goes to the brakes or something, so that should help the brakes. I need to fill the coolant. They just had a rag in this, so I need to find what's supposed to go here. I'm gonna fill it up with the green antifreeze. Try not to spill any. Got it full. I'll let it suck some down. It hasn't sucked that much down anymore, so I'm gonna start it up and see if it'll suck any more down. Yeah, it sucked a bit more down. I'm gonna try to fill it up more. Now I'm gonna fill up the overflow. We'll see if I have enough. Here's the fill line over here. We're right in between lines, so I'll call that good for now because I don't have any more. I'm checking a few more things. The brake fluid is full. We'll check the power steering fluid. It's a little low. It's right on the add line. I might put some in. This hole right here is supposed to be another overflow to the ground, I guess. I just have this plug for right now. Now I'm gonna check the air filter, make sure that it's good. It doesn't look too good. I'm gonna fill it up with wiper fluid too. Oh yeah, there's a hole down there. I'll have to buy a new container for the windshield fluid. I'm gonna go check if the battery's good, and I'll also pick up some stuff. The air filter, it didn't look too good, so I'm gonna get a new one of those. Some more antifreeze, and I'll add a little bit of power steering fluid to that. I'm at the battery tester. It did test as a bad battery. I'll just use the one I got. It's out of the Mach 1, and I don't think it's gonna be running anytime soon. Once I get it running, I'll just buy a new one for the Mach 1. I filled up the antifreeze the rest of the way, and now I'm gonna fill up the power steering a little bit more. I went a little bit over, but it's all right. Now I'm gonna put the new air filter on. Here's the comparison of the old one to the new one. I don't know what this is, but it's definitely good that I'm replacing it because obviously it's supposed to be white. We'll just set this in. Now I'm gonna clip it all back together. I think I got everything ready to go on it. The only thing is we're gonna check the transmission fluid, so I'm gonna let it warm up first, And the brake fluid, it was good, but it looked a little dirty. We'll just see how it drives and how it brakes. I'm gonna start it up now and let it warm up. I got the tool hooked up now, but it doesn't seem like it's doing too good. Let's see. It still didn't read any codes. It was having some problems starting. If you saw that, that was kind of weird. I just held the gas pedal to the ground and then turned the key till it started and I let off. And it seemed to reset something, whatever it was, but that's not the first time that it started like that. So that's why I'm kind of confused and it's not showing any codes. So I'm kind of concerned about that, but I'm just gonna let it warm up now. I turned on the headlights, they look pretty good. I was concerned about that they're tinted, so they might not be that bright, but they look pretty bright. It's idling a little weird right now. That's kind of concerning, but if you can see, the idle will drop pretty low sometimes. It doesn't look like it's dropping that low, but it definitely sounds like it if you can hear it. So maybe we just need to get some new, there you go. Maybe it'll clear up, but I think we'll get a tune-up. The exhaust sounds pretty good, but it's not sounding like it's running too good yet. I'll just keep letting it warm up and we'll see if, when it gets up to temp, what it sounds like. Yeah, it's definitely not getting better. Oh yeah, it just died there. It was kind of tough getting it to pull in, but it finally did start. What my dad thinks is that that could be the fuel pump because it's not throwing any codes and the fuel pump wouldn't throw a code if it was going out. We're gonna hook up this fuel pressure gauge up to the fuel rail right here and then we'll see if it has any fuel pressure. I'm gonna screw this onto the little valve that's down here. It's leaking a little bit of fuel. Try to get it on all the way. Now we'll start to crank it and see if it goes up. It's good. Looks like it's slowly dropping. It's at 55 now. It's the next day now. I couldn't figure out what to do next, so I slept on it and I decided to unplug the cam position sensor to see if it would throw a code. And it did throw the code. Started it up this morning and it ran great. I don't know if that's related to the temperature. Once it gets up to heat, that's when it starts to not work good. We'll have to do some more research, I think, but it does seem to be running fine without the cam position sensor plugged in. I'll let it run, I guess, and see how long until it starts to die. I'm gonna unplug the temperature sensor next, which is right down here in the middle. And then we're gonna see if it throws a code for that. It did start to run exactly the same after a while. So I'm just gonna plug back in the cam position sensor. It's right here on the passenger side of the engine. It ended up doing the same thing and it actually won't let me clear the code on the temperature sensor even though I did plug it back in. But we came to the conclusion of only one side is firing. So this side manifold is hot and this one is cool to the touch. The next plan, I guess, is that we're gonna check the spark all on this side and see if they're good. I got both the hose clamps loose. I'm gonna pull off the air box so we can get to the coils. We're just gonna unplug this first coil and test that one. I'm gonna plug in my tester. I got it plugged on to the spark plug. Now I'm gonna plug it. Yeah, it works. It does have spark, as you can see. The next plan is to check the compression, so I'm gonna take out that one spark plug on the one I was just testing and then we'll check the compression. I got the spark plug out. It does look like a new spark plug, but there is a lot of gas on it. Most likely it's compression, but I'm gonna go ahead and hook up the compression tester and we'll see. The compression on that number one cylinder was 75. It should be about 150 or 155, so it is pretty low. Most likely that means that it is the timing chain because this has one cam on both heads. I'm guessing the reason it didn't throw a code is because the cam position sensor is on this side, and the chain broke on this side, I think, or it's off timed on this side. I am gonna have to do obviously a lot more work, but I am ready to do it. This video is getting pretty long, I suppose, so that's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed working on this. We diagnosed the problem at least. If you enjoyed this video, then like the video, and if you'd like to see more of this truck, then subscribe to my channel so you can watch more, and get that bell on so you get notifications whenever I post a video.